Today I wanted to discuss and go over when you're developing your intuition, there's I don't know what to call it. I'll call it a shitty side, all right? It's when things are not developing or happening the way you want them to or what the blocks are. I don't want to say the downside of psychic or intuitive development, but some people are born with it, activate it and awake. Other people, it's still there. You just have to grow it and develop it. So here I'm going to discuss the shitty downside of when you are trying to develop your intuition. So, as I was saying earlier, all of us are born with intuitive, psychic abilities, gifts, gut instincts, okay? Some of us, though, depending on how you're raised, some of us, even not even depending on how you're raised, that's just a factor. Some of us are just like the light switch has been pulled and you're activated and shit's happening. Other people, it's kind of like you have to dig down inside and find it and then start tinkering with it and developing it. Anybody can do it. But the downside of it is it's not like you read a book and all of a sudden you know the information and it works. It's not like you found a magical light switch and you flick it on and bing, your gut instincts, intuitive stuff, your clairs, whatever it is in the intuitive world that you want to develop just bing, turns on. It doesn't work like that. The best way I can explain it is there is a emergency stop button or a safety feature, safety mechanism within you in your intuitive development process. Again, I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen because you're going to write down some stuff, okay? And then, of course, at the end, I'll have a link to various different freebies and some other videos throughout. I don't know what side it pops on, but I think if you've watched previous videos, you got the drill by now. So your intuition has your own e-stop button, okay? And the purpose of that mechanism or button is a lot of times people will say, I want to do this, or I want to do this, or I want to develop this ability, or I'm just going to go off the wall here because it's the first thing that came to my mind. I want to really develop my clairvoyance because I want to be a medium. I want to see dead people, okay? And then you go through and practice all these different exercises over time, and you're still not seeing people. There's a reason why, okay? One of the reasons is probably 9 times out of the 10, you're forcing it. This is the part of the shitty side of developing your intuition. When you are forcing something, your intuition don't work. You have to just go with the flow, and it's kind of like do the stuff without expecting or wanting it in return, okay? No forcing, no bending over backwards. It just doesn't work like that. You have to take it from an approach as to you're on vacation, reading your favorite novel or whatever it is that you would do to chill and relax and spend some time with yourself. And just go with it and enjoy it, okay? It's so easier said than done, but yeah, that's one of the pitfalls of it. No forcing it. The other thing that could be going on is your subconscious, your intuitive abilities knows you're not ready or you can't handle it, okay? And what I mean by that is when you're going through developing your intuition, there is a shitload of self-internal work you need to do, okay? It's not easy. It's really not. It's like I've said before, the equivalent of going to the gym, okay? You're not going to just buy some program on how to eat healthy and lose weight and have a killer rockin' body and read the stuff and it's there. You have to actually practice it and do it over time and just kind of develop a natural routine of doing it and let it naturally take its own course and develop the way it should be. Best way to explain it. So what I said as far as you're not ready and you can't handle it, some people want to do certain things, but inside they're still a little scared, or they're a little reserved, or they're not quite sure. The way your intuition works, it has your own highest, best, greatest good at heart, okay? And it does change your life. It changes your life to the degree of telling that first time mom how having a baby is going to change her life, and she don't get it. You could tell her till she's blue in the freaking face, and she won't get it until the baby's here and she has it, and she's like, oh my God. Certain things are dropped out of your life and no longer there, but you have other major blessings taken the place. It's like a cycle. So if you're not ready, you might say you're ready, but your intuition knows you can't handle it. So let me give you a personal example here. I had, one time I was laying in my bed, and right away I felt the energy of the room change. I felt very heavy. The room got very dense. I couldn't move. It was like I was pinned down to the bed by this heavy, warm blanket. It wasn't anything scary, okay? I was not scared at all. Most people at that point might have been scared and then turned it off. You can't handle it. And right away I felt a presence at the corner of the bed. And I said, all right, I know somebody's here. What is your name? Clear as day, I got the name Adam. And I asked Adam because I wanted to see. That's something I personally have been working on, is wanting to see energy that is not of this vibrational level. And I asked Adam to come around to the end of the bed because the energy was so heavy. I wanted to see him, or it, whatever it was. And I felt the energy shift, and as it got like to almost within your peripheral vision, everything's got so blurry and shaky and out of whack. And I told Adam, I said, it's a little bit too intense. I need you to back off a little bit. And just like that, it was gone. Gone. And everything went back to normal, and I was like, fuck. I was right there. I was right there. And I felt like I was being teased, or, but it was very annoying. Very annoying and disappointing. I, as much as I hate to say it, whatever reason, wasn't ready. And ever since then, I've just tried to force it. Or, like I said, there's so many different reasons why the emergency stop button activates itself. It's like you yourself just say, hold the brakes. I don't understand why this is happening. Hit the stop button. But on your ego part or whatever else is like, no, I want it. So it requires a whole lot of patience. Extreme patience. Killer patience. It's a killer. It's also a mindset that you need to get yourself into, okay? You have to, when you're developing your intuition, you have to practice complete and total love, trust, and understanding in all different areas and situations. Even if there's a shitty situation, painful situation, detrimental, life-changing, earth-shattering situation going on in your life, you have to have yourself in a place where, not necessarily full-time all the time, okay, we're all human, but how you choose to react to certain situation plays a massive part in your intuitive development and your emergency stop buttons. And what I mean by that, if there's a situation that's going on, if your first reaction is fire back, or I'm going to fight, or that person hurt me, I'm going to hurt them back, or I wish bad things on them, that's a no-go. Emergency stop automatically activated. But if you have the mental mindset that, you know what, I understand this is not a personal attack on me. It's something with them. It's their own internal stuff, and they're reflecting it on me, or they're just messed up and they don't know what to do, so they're putting it on me. Or having compassion for that person, whatever it is that's going on in their life, whether it's directed at you or not. It's a very, being able to see all aspects. It's not a one-way road. If you are a one-way or the highway person, you are really going to struggle with developing your intuition. That emergency stop button is just going to constantly be hit. You have to really just open yourself up and allow all the universal type stuff to freely come in. It's like, hey guys, I'm opening the doors here to my house, and whoever, it's like a 24/7 open party, whatever ability, higher power, whatever you want to call it, is, the door is always open. It's not like a closed party where, okay, I'm opening myself up and you're only going to be available to come in here on this day at this time from this time span, and then the door's closed. Again, hit the button. No, you're subconsciously hitting the emergency stop button. You have to leave it as a lifelong, open-ended, continual flow. That's, again, the patience. It sucks. I know it sucks. Everything has to come from a place of pure love, peace, and understanding. Becoming a pro at praying for your enemies. That's really what it boils down to. So, what I want you to do here, you got your pen and paper. I want you to write down, and again, you're going to pause the video, not right this second though. Hold on, I'll tell you when. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and then I want you to pause the video and write them all out. So the first thing that I want you to write down, and again, don't pause the video yet, you're going to have 2 columns, okay? Your first one is going to be what it is that you want. Okay, guess what? Murphy's Law. My phone just rang. Oh my God, it cracks me up here. All right, so anyway, what was I saying? You're going to have 2 columns here, okay? Your first one is going to be what is it that you want, okay? What ability is it that you want to develop, or what it is that you want to do, okay? Your second column is going to be why. Why do you want that ability, or why do you want that part of your gut instincts? For what purpose, okay? Maybe just come up with like 5, okay? I want you to think about that, pause the video, and fill in your 2 blocks right now. So now that you have your what it is that you want and your why, I want you to take note as to if your whys are for personal reasons, or like I want to say like personal, I'll just say selfish, okay? For selfish reasons. Or are they for reasons that you would get, I'll just put my hands here because I got the camera cut off there. Or are they for reasons to benefit others? Okay, now I'm not saying if it's all about you, then that's bad, because that's not necessarily true. But if they're all really about yourself, that would be an emergency stop. Your intuition here, I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my bracelet. It's annoying the hell out of me. Your intuition, we talked about the emergency stop buttons. If your head is not in the right mindset, again, it's like your ego, okay? Does your ego want this stuff? Or is it your intuition for a higher good? And let me give you an example here. So, if you want to develop your intuition so you can, I don't know, just look at people and read them, or kind of like tap into them a little bit and know a little bit about them if they're good or bad. That's like a, okay, and then that's your what you want to do. Your why. Why? Just because you want to know? Or is it because you want to feel protected and know who's safe? Okay? What's the other thing I can think of? Do you want to practice mediumship? Okay? And those kind of abilities just because you think it's cool? Or do you want to practice it and learn it to help people? Okay? When I first started doing this, my why, and it's not a bad thing, is because I wanted to grow and expand. That's what I wanted. Why I was doing this, I wanted to grow and expand, and in return, help people. That's what I love to do. I love to help people. And in turn, the development and the growth and the expansion was for personal reasons. I wanted to better my life, to be a better leader, role model, mother, whatever, to be a better guide, to show my children a different way, a better way. So it wasn't all me, or I want to know this and this and this so I can know how to get back at that person, or so. It's just kind of take a little note as to, you'll know when you look at it, whether it's your ego or your intuition, why. Is it all for personal, developing your intuition to get the love of your life, to where your entire focus is on someone else? It ain't gonna work, because you need to focus on yourself and all the things that you can do to become a better person and be the person that you were meant to be, what it is that you're supposed to do. Now that just reminded me, ding, I'm going to, again, I don't know where it shows up. I'm going to include some links on how to discover your life purpose career, how to discover your life purpose lesson, okay, and other videos that I have in the past that would really benefit you in that area. But, and then there's also going to be, I'll include another link to another video where in spiritual, intuitive, psychic, gut instinct development, you really need to take responsibility. The more intuitive, spiritual, psychic development you learn, gain, understand, develop, practice, and put into use, comes more responsibility and greater changes in your life, okay? I can tell you the people that I used to be friends with before I had my awakening, I am no longer friends with, okay? People, places, situation, activities, and things that I used to do, I am a completely different person because of all the internal development that I've done. That's how it will change your life. If you are not ready to hire yourself and better yourself and attract wonderful, abundance-filled things into your life, that emergency stop button again is going to trigger and hit itself. It is a life-changing thing. Depending on where you're at in your development, you may lose all your friends. People that you used to hang out with, you will no longer have anything in common with them. So that's another thing that would block you. If you're saying you want to do certain things, but subconsciously you're scared that it'll change a relationship, or so-and-so might not like it or understand it. I just feel like, bang, right there. You're blocking yourself subconsciously because of fears, which is your ego. So those are all pretty much the emergency stop buttons. And if you find yourself practicing and practicing and practicing and you're not getting results, you're getting frustrated, it's because you're either forcing it, you're not ready, or evaluate what it is and why, okay? Go over those things. And as always, if you liked the video, if you got something out of it, it helped you, please give it a thumbs up. If you see somewhere in the corners here, all this stuff is posted on YouTube, please click that YouTube thing and hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the little bell, because this week you will get the weekly short 15-minute videos that I put out. Questions, comments, you want to share something, some kind of insight or aha moment, or anything that you might want to see other videos on, please comment below. And as always, at the bottom here, I will have a link to various different freebies and courses that might help you out. Alright guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.